and welcome to Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon, and today the Highlanders are hosting the Red Devils of Chelsea here at Trum Field. Highlanders coming off the 5-1 victory over Revere. That, of course, is available on Somerville Ed TV. If you want to check that out, a great performance by Kevin Clark on the mound yesterday, as he had 8 strikeouts in a complete Game 7 inning victory over the Revere Patriots 5-1. Highlanders moved the record to 4-6 overall, 4-3 in the GBL. With that victory over the Patriots, they moved into 4th place in the GBL ahead of the Patriots. Chelsea comes in, a young team, very, very young, lots of 8th graders, freshmen upon this team. 0-9 on the season, 0-7 in the GBL. Somerville did win the first matchup between these two teams back at the beginning of the season on April 3rd. That was a 12-1 Somerville victory at Chelsea. We will be getting underway in just a moment. On the mound for the Highlanders today, it's going to be Noah Brown. On the mound for Chelsea, it's going to be Victor Murillo. Victor will be batting 4th for Chelsea. Coming up, they're going to have, of course, the top of their order, as they will start off with Rivera, followed by Santiago and Oliva. Looking around the diamond for the Highlanders, a couple changes from yesterday. Behind the plate will be Pete Lounsbury, as he was yesterday. Pete yesterday, 2 base knocks and an RBI as well for Pete Lounsbury. On the mound, as I noted, Noah Brown. On first base will be yesterday's starter, Kevin Clark. Second base is going to be Brady Roach, as he comes in from the outfield to play second. Colin Bourne will be at shortstop. Jared Antonelli at third base. Out in the outfield for the Highlanders, Diego Oliver out in left field. He is the designated player for the Highlanders, the defensive player. He will not be batting in the lineup. Center field is Ian Bourne, and then Max Barish over in right field for the Highlanders. We will be getting on our way here soon at Trum Field. Highlanders versus the Red Devils in just a moment. Elian Rivera stepping in for Chelsea, leading off the shortstop for Chelsea, followed by Xavier Santiago and Grendal Oliva. Facing off against Noah Brown. Brown's first offering as he kicks and delivers inside to Rivera. Ball 1. Chelsea, as I noted, a very young team. Lots of 8th graders, lots of freshmen on the team. Talking to their head coach, Mike Lush, previous to the game. That's inside, ball 2. Talking to head coach Lush previous to the game, he's talking about how it's just trying to get these kids, get the basics. We got to see him teaching them some hitting fundamentals before the game, and just the opportunity to get the kids out on the diamond and get them the opportunity to play. And that's lessons that they can learn throughout their life, as Coach Lush was saying, as that's in there for a called strike against Rivera. Both teams wearing the red uniforms. Chelsea with the silver numbers, Highlanders with the white numbers. That one's fouled back into the screen by Rivera. Count moves to 2 balls, 2 strikes. So we are just underway here at Trum Field. Highlanders coming off a good victory against Revere, a 5-1 victory after the Highlanders had lost 4 games in a row. So that victory over Revere, very, very important. Highlanders have the opportunity to pick up some wins here, as they will also be facing off against Everett on Friday, as well as Medford, as that's just low for ball 3. Brown goes full to Rivera. They'll be facing off against Medford on Monday, and that one is going to be special. That one's going to be at Tufts Baseball Field. So the opportunity to see the Highlanders versus the Mustangs on that college diamond, as this one's popped up around home plate. Noah Brown comes in, takes control, and that's the first out. Rivera retired on the pop out. It brings up Xavier Santiago. That Highlander Medford game at Tufts University on May 1st. That'll be a 7 o'clock start. If everybody wants to come out and check out that game. It's always great when Medford and the Highlanders match up, especially on that great college field, as that's in there for a called strike to Santiago. No balls, 1 strike now. 1 away here, top half of the first inning. Highlanders looking to string together a win streak after a victory over Revere yesterday. Swung on and missed by Santiago, strike 2. That's a ground ball, left side of the infield. Fielded at second by Roach. Fires over to first. Clark misplayed that one. And safe is going to be Santiago at first. Clark not able to make the catch. 1 away, runner on first now for the Red Devils. That'll bring up Grindal Oliva, the third baseman. Santiago leads away from first. Brown checks him. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed by Oliva. Oh, 1 delivery from Brown. Fastball low, swung on and missed by Oliva. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count. 1 away here, top half of the first inning. Red Devils have Santiago at first base. And that is swung on and missed for strike 3. Noah Brown gets his first strikeout of the game. Brings up Victor Murillo. Victor will be pitching for the Red Devils. He is the number 4 batter today. That one catches the inside corner. Brown now working the inside and outside of the strike zone very effectively. Not quite the velocity that we saw from Kevin Clark, but looks like good tight control. Nice fastball there on the outside. Murillo couldn't get to it. No balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Victor Murillo. 2 away here. Runner on first is Santiago. 0-2 delivery from Brown is inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Murillo. By virtue of their win yesterday against the Patriots, Highlanders leapfrogged the Patriots into 4th place in the GBL. As the fastball is in there, second K of the day for Mr. Brown, and that will do it for the Red Devils in the top half of the first. No runs, no hits, 1 man left on, and we move to the bottom of the first on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field for the bottom half of the first inning. Highlanders have coming up top of their order Ian Bourne, Kevin Clark, and Jared Antonelli. Bourne, of course, one of the better hitters in the state. It was the first batter this season in the state of Massachusetts high school baseball to hit for the cycle, as he did that against Lynn Classical, or I believe it was Lynn Classical earlier this year. Ian coming off an 0 for 2 day against the Patriots, hit the ball hard, hit him right at the Patriots, flew out twice to the outfield and was intentionally walked and came around to score, as this is skied into right center field. Drifting over, looking to make the play, but unable to, is Mendez. As it got above him, this is a very high sun. I don't know if that might have had anything to do with it, but Ian Bourne will be in safely at third. As Mendez unable to come up with the fly ball into right. So the Highlanders have something cooking early here in the bottom half of the first. Nobody away. Ian Bourne at third. Kevin Clark steps in. Clark coming off that excellent performance yesterday, as he had 8 strikeouts through 7 innings of 3 hit work, allowed 1 run. did walk 6 batters, struggled with his control, but like an old Randy Johnson game, just overpowered the Patriots with his velocity. This is up high, ball 2 to Clark. Murillo winds and delivers. This is a ground ball down the first base line. It's going to stay foul. So it looked for a moment like it might bounce back and spin into fair territory. But it stayed foul. 1 strike here. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kevin Clark. Nobody out. Runner on third is Ian Bourne. Murillo will wind and deliver. That's a hot shot down the third base line, fair. Clark is around first. He will hold up there. Bourne comes in to score. RBI single for Kevin Clark. And the Highlanders strike first. They lead 1-0. Brings up Jared Antonelli. Antonelli coming off a very good game yesterday. He was 2 for 2 with a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base, and an RBI as well. He singled and doubled in yesterday's game against the Patriots as that one gets away from the catcher Vessa, and Kevin Clark is in safely at second on that pass ball. Count is 1 ball, no strikes to Jared Antonelli now, Highlander third baseman. Highlanders leading 1-0, nobody out here. Bottom of the first, Murillo gets it in there for called strike 1. Catches that outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Antonelli. I went inside, moved Jared off the plate a little bit. 2 balls and a strike now to Jared. Kevin Clark stands at second. He had the RBI single that brought in Ian Bourne for the Highlander 1-0 lead. Nobody out here. Bottom of the first. As that pitch gets by the catcher Vessa, and Clark is in safely at third. Pitch was a ball. So I believe it is 3-1. Runner now at third as Clark stands 90 feet away. That's a hot shot by Antonelli, fielded cleanly by the shortstop Rivera, fires it over to first. Santiago came off the bag and could not quite hold on to the throw. So the throw from Rivera was a little offline up towards home plate. And in all of that, Kevin Clark came in to score, so Antonelli stands at first. Highlanders lead 2-0. As Clark comes in to score the Highlanders' second run. Nobody out here, bottom half of the first inning. Highlanders leading 2-0 as Noah Brown steps in. As that one skips in front of the plate, Antonelli will take second base on the wild pitch. One ball, no strikes now to Noah Brown. Brown, Highlander pitcher today. That's high and swung on. That high heat looked really nice for Noah. Couldn't quite get up to it. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Brown. Runner at second for the Highlanders is Antonelli. They have 2 runs in here in the first. Swung on and missed by Brown. So he's going fishing up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Brown. Murillo out ahead of Brown here. That pitch outside gets past the catcher Vessa. Antonelli will move up. Highlanders now with a runner on third. Count evens 2-2 to Brown. As Murillo winds and delivers. Brown, hot shot to third. Oliva couldn't come up with it. Rivera backs him up, but there's no play to be had. As Antonelli is in safely, Brown is safe at first. Highlanders keep moving it around. And they lead 3-0 now. Graham Ross coming up to the plate. Ross didn't get into the game yesterday. Designated hitter for the Highlanders here. So that's up high from Murillo, ball 1. Brown stands at first. Noah did get a stolen base yesterday, I believe, as that is swung on and missed by Ross. 1 ball, 1 strike now the count to Graham Ross. Noah Brown leads away from first. That curves in there for strike 2. Murillo bent that one right across the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes now the count to Graham Ross. Highlanders up 3-0 here. Nobody out. Bottom of the first. Swung on and missed, but gets past the catcher Vessa. Vessa files it down to first. And that will do it. Runner on first would mean that this one is away now as Colin Bourne steps in for the Highlanders. Bourne yesterday 1 for 3, got an RBI single in the 6th. That pitch outside, ball 1. One out here, top half of the first inning. Highlanders up 3-0. Noah Brown stands at first. Colin Bourne at the plate. As that pitch outside gets away from the catcher Vessa, Noah Brown takes second. 2 balls, no strikes now the count to Bourne. Murillo winds and delivers. Bourne fouls it off, first base side out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count to Bourne. Two-one delivery from Murillo. Bourne puts a charge into it. Center field. Alvarado cannot get to it. It rolls all the way back off the fencing of the basketball courts. Bourne is around second. Brown has come in to score. He's being waved home. Colin Bourne with the home run, and the Highlanders lead 4-0. Or 5-0, I'm sorry. Five to nothing now, the Highlander lead as Pete Lounsbury will come to the plate. One away here, bottom half of the first inning. Lounsbury coming off a 2-for-3 performance. Single run scored, RBI double yesterday against the Patriots as the Highlanders pulled ahead and got that necessary insurance in the 6th to win that one 5-1. First pitch from Murillo was low for ball 1. That's a high fly ball, left field coming in underneath. It is Rodriguez. Misjudged that one off the bat, though. Came in too far, and Lounsbury is in with a single. Highlanders up 5-0, one away here. Bottom half of the first inning. Pete Lounsbury at first after his single. Brady Roach will come to the plate. Brady coming off a tough day yesterday. Took the sombrero. 3 times to the plate, 3 times striking out. There's a liner, a little bounder over here towards first base. Gets past Santiago into right field. As this will get fired in by Mendez. Single there for Brady Roach. Gets off the schneid from yesterday. Pete Lounsbury takes third base. And that'll bring up Alex Barish. Highlanders runners on the corners now. Barish 1 for 2 yesterday. As that pitch inside on Max. Ball 1. Highlanders runners on the corners, 1 away, bottom half of the first, leading 5-0 after the 2-run home run by Colin Bourne. That catches the outside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Max Barish. Murillo will wind. It's a hot shot towards short, fielded well by Rivera. He fires across, but too late as Barish with speed down the first base line legs out the infield single. And that is 6 runs. Highlanders batted around the lineup, and that will end the inning. Agreed to by the coaches. Highlanders lead 6-0 as we move to the top half of the second here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders versus the Red Devils. As the Highlanders put 6 up in the top or bottom half of the first inning, we move to the second. Highlanders leading 6-0. Noah Brown on the mound for the Highlanders, going up against 5, 6, and 7 for the Red Devils. As Yared Rodriguez in there, called strike 1 to Rodriguez. He'll be followed by David Gochez, the designated hitter, as well as Ronnie Mendez. That catches the outside corner, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Rodriguez. Chelsea got 1 runner in the first, left him stranded at first base. So that one's fouled back. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Brown, after that runner got to first base, struck out the last 2 Red Devils of the inning. That one is a chopper to second, fielded cleanly by Barish, or I'm sorry, by Roach, fired over to Clark as he's able to dig it out for the out. Brady Roach to Kevin Clark for the first out of the inning. That brings up David Gochez. Gochez, the designated hitter for Chelsea today. 1 away here, top half of the second inning. Highlanders leading 6-0. Gochez behind on that fastball. Good velocity from Brown. He really popped the glove on that one. No balls and a strike. Another fastball gets in there for strike 2 as Gochez having a difficult time catching up to Brown's heat. Feel like number 1 might be coming in again, and it does, just a bit low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Gochez. Yared Rodriguez led off, grounding out to second base. 1 away here, top half of the second. Up high with that heater. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Gochez. Brown will kick, deliver, leaves that one outside. Now he's run it full after getting ahead 0-2. 3 straight balls from Brown. We've got a full count. Chelsea looking for their second base runner of the game. Fired in there for strike 3. Brown was just toying with him Fired that one right by him for the third strike. That'll bring up Ronnie Mendez. It's the third strikeout of the day for Noah Brown. Mendez will come up. Mendez playing right field for the Red Devils. Mendez, a very difficult strike zone. Brown will be challenged to hit it, I believe. And that is fouled back. No balls and a strike. 2 away here. Top half of the second. Highlanders leading 6-0. Brown delivers, swung on and missed. Strike 2. Chelsea a difficult time catching up to the velocity of Brown today. 2 outs here in the top of the second. 0-2 delivery from Brown. That is called strike 3. A muted strike 3 call from our home plate umpire as Brown rings up his 4th K of the game. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Devils. We'll move on to the bottom of the second. Top of the Highlanders order up will be Ian Bourne. Ian tripled on a high fly ball into right field as he led off the game, getting on third base. Scored on Kevin Clark's single. Murillo will kick, deliver. That one's in there for a called strike to Ian Bourne. Bourne, as I noted, one of the better hitters in the state. He's hit for the cycle earlier this season. Batting generally not an official number, but I believe he's batting right around 420 to 430 right now on the season. So that one's outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now, the count to Bourne. Ian, a junior this year. Get the chance to see Ian next year as well. He has matured from his sophomore to his junior year, so looking forward to seeing what he can add moving forward into his senior year next year as well. So that's bounced in there for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike to Ian. That's inside and low. 3 balls and a strike now to Bourne. Bourne received the ultimate respect from the Patriots yesterday as they had first base open in the 6th inning and walked him, and that is a charge. He puts into that one center field all the way down there, and it's going to roll into the basketball court. And the ground rules come into play here at Trum Field. As that ball all the way to the basketball court. Ian does play basketball in the winter season, so I guess he's crossing the streams there with that double. Ground rule double for Ian Bourne. He stands at second. Kevin Clark will come up for the Highlanders. Clark got an RBI single, bringing Ian Bourne home, and came around to score himself in the 1st inning. That's in there for called strike 1, catching the outside. It's a hot shot to shortstop, fielded there by Rivera. He'll fire it across. Santiago had to come off the bag, though, to make the play. So safe at first is Kevin Clark. Ian Bourne advances to third. So now Highlanders on the corners, nobody away, bottom of the second. Highlanders up 6-0. Jared Antonelli will step in. Antonelli singled earlier, coming off a really good day against the Patriots as Jared was 2 for 2. There's a chopper towards third. Misplayed there as Oliva was charging in on it. He'll fire it to second. Short hops the second baseman, Meza. And both runners will advance. Second and third is where the Highlanders are now. The 7th Highlander run comes in the person of Ian Bourne off that hit by Antonelli. That'll bring up Noah Brown. Before that, though, head coach Lush will go out to speak to Murillo. Talked about how Chelsea is such a young team, and head coach Lush bears that in mind. Looks at it as a team building, an opportunity, and also an opportunity to build these young men into, better young men as they grow older. And that's something that baseball and all high school athletics can do. It's great to watch it as it occurs. And we'll get to watch Chelsea over the years hopefully improve. Coach Lush, a very excellent coach, and the opportunity does exist for them obviously to improve as these young players get to learn the game better. Of course, we'll have coverage ancillary of Chelsea as they play Somerville over the years, because of course we've got all the spring sports here on Somerville Ed TV. We've got girls lacrosse, we've got boys lacrosse, we've got boys volleyball, we've got baseball, and we've got softball. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, mash those buttons. We are back about ready to get started here as Murillo looks in. Noah Brown for the Highlanders steps into the batter's box. So that first pitch from Murillo is low for ball 1. Brown 1 for 1 on the day, scored a run as well. Highlanders have runners on second and third, leading 7-0 here in the bottom of the second. That is a line shot, gapper to left center field, all the way out to the fence. 2 runs will come in to score. Brown around first. He will be into second with a stand-up double as Noah Brown put a charge into that one for the 2 RBI double. Highlanders now up 9-0. Brown at second, Graham Ross at the plate. Ross struck out in the first inning, swings and misses at the first offering from Murillo. Hot shot towards third, gets past Oliva, I should say, out into left field. Brown will hold up at third, and Ross in safely with a single. Highlanders on the corners once again. 9-0 is the Highlander lead, and Colin Bourne will step up to the plate. Bourne had a 2-run home run to center field back in that first inning. That's curveball catching the outside corner from Murillo. No balls and a strike to Bourne. That's in there for called strike 2. Gets past the catcher, Vesa. That'll allow Ross to advance to second base. Nobody away, runners on second and third. 0-2 delivery. Ground ball up the middle, fielded by Rivera. He fires across as Santiago tries to make the stretch there, just barely off of his glove. Both runs will come in to score. That will make it an 11-1 Highlander lead as Bourne stands at first. Nobody out here, bottom of the second. Highlanders now up 11-0. Colin Bourne at first. He is stealing second. And Pete Lounsbury takes a called strike 1. Don't know if that was truly necessary of Colin to take second, but he did, so now he stands upon second. So Lounsbury goes fishing for the High pitch there, fouls it down into the ground. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Pete Lounsbury. Pete having a good senior year. Goalie for the playoff Highlander soccer team as well as the Highlander hockey team, both of which made the playoffs. A strikeout right there for Murillo as he catches that outside corner. Second strikeout of the day for Victor Murillo. That'll bring up Brady Roach. Roach, after a tough day against the Patriots yesterday, came back with a single, RBI single today. And that's a hot shot up the middle. That'll see its way into the outfield as Bourne will hold up at third. Roach is in with a single as Alvarado gets it back into the infield. Brings up Max Barish. Barish ended the bottom of the first with an RBI single. Highlanders up 11-0 as that pitch gets past Vesa. Roach stays at first. Highlanders an opportunity to bat around again here in the bottom half of the second. 11 runs across for them. As that's in there for a called strike. No balls and a strike. Now the count to Max Barish. That's in there for a strike as well. The home plate umpire has taken the attitude of, if it's near home plate, it's going to be called a strike. Get the bat off your shoulder, please. I tend to agree with him at this point in the game. And Barish strikes out swinging. That's 2 away here in the bottom half of the second. Runners on the corners as Ian Bourne will come back to the plate. Bourne had a huge double earlier this inning. We'll see whether they send Bourne to the plate or whether Coach O'Donnell wants to change things up here. Leading 11-0. Runners on the corners for the Highlanders. Is that Brady or is that? As I am looking at who is in front of me here, I think Brady Roach actually was pinch hit for, and I did not note that. Give me a moment, and I'll try to figure this out as we have a pinch hitter in for Bourne as well. The pinch hitter for the Highlanders was Dashiell Fromm, so it's Dashiell Fromm who stands here in front of me at first base. My apology to the Fromm family and to Dashiell as well. Trying to ID who we've got at the plate now. So that one down low, ball 3. Three and 0 is the count, as that is up high. Walking the bases loaded. That will do it for the inning, as the last batter there was Torrin Coulter-White. Good eye for Torrin. So he was able to earn the walk. So we will change things up, moving to the top of the third. Highlanders leading 11-0. We are back here for the top half of the third inning. Highlanders leading 11-0. So we've had some defensive changes. I'll try to update you as we go. I know Diego Oliver behind home plate now. Pete Lounsbury moves over to first. Dashiell Fromm is in at second base for the Highlanders. Up to bat for Chelsea is Josh Alvarado, their center fielder, as he swings and misses the second offering from Noah Brown for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Alvarado. Swung on and missed. Brown rings up his 5th strikeout of the day. That'll bring up Jeffrey Meza, second baseman for the Red Devils. Pitch from Brown in there for called strike 1 to Meza. Torrin Coulter White, by the way, in right field for the Highlanders as I'm looking around. As Torrin came in to pinch hit for Ian Bourne. It's 1 away here, 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Meza. Brown kicks and delivers. That's in there, called strike 2. Down in the dirt, back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Meza. And Meza strikes out on the fastball from Brown. 6 strikeouts on the day for Noah Brown. That'll bring up Manny Vessa, the catcher. That is in there for strike 1 from Brown. 2 away here, top half of the 3rd inning. Highlanders leading 11-0. If you're wondering about the mercy rule, it's a 10-run mercy rule. That looks like it was low, ball 1 to Vessa. 10-run mercy rule does take effect, though. It does not take effect, though, until after the 3rd inning is completed. And swing and miss there for Vessa. Unless the coaches make a decision, an agreement to end previous to that, and they have to make an agreement to end at that point as well. 1-2 delivery just outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Vessa. Swung on and missed. Striking out the side, Noah Brown. That will do it for the Red Devils in the top of the 3rd. We move to the bottom of the 3rd. Highlanders leading 11-0 here on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here at Trum Field. Highlanders leading 11-0. We are in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Victor Murillo still at the plate, or still on the mound, I should say. As the Highlanders going into their bench, Lucas Oliver coming to the plate for the Highlanders. Oliver, a young freshman. As that is in there for a strike to Oliver. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. That's in there, called strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lucas Oliver. So the Highlanders will go deep into their roster. We'll keep track of that as best we can. Swung on and missed by Oliver as the catcher, Vesa, got away from him. And that's going to be an out as the strikeout is completed on the 1-3 putout. Lucas Oliver is retired. It's going to bring up Jared Antonelli as Oliver was pinch hitting for Kevin Clark. Antonelli 2 for 2 on the day. A couple RBIs and a run scored. A couple runs scored. That's a shot towards short. Fielded by Rivera. Boots it a little bit. Fires it over to the pitcher instead of trying to get to first. Antonelli's safe at first base. I'll bring up Highlanders number 4 batter Noah Brown. So Antonelli stands at first, 1 away here, bottom of the 3rd inning. Highlanders up 11-0. That is low for a ball to Brown. Brown hit just a huge shot out into the gap in left center field for a stand-up RBI double. His last time up in the 2nd. That pitch left up high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Noah Brown. Antonelli staying hot from the game yesterday where he was 2 for 2, 3 for 3 on the day today. So that's in there for called strike 1 to Brown. Murillo will fire. It's a ground ball up the middle. Rivera, nice backhand there, flips it over to the second baseman, Meza, but unable to secure the flip from Rivera. So safe at second is Antonelli, safe at first is Noah Brown. Highlanders have 2 on, 1 away. As now coming to the plate for the Highlanders is Diego Oliver. Diego started the game in left field. And now he is catching for the Highlanders. As that pitch left up high to Oliver. Ball 1. He's pinch hitting for Graham Ross. Ross 1 for 2 on the day. As that is high all the way back to the screen for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Diego Oliver. Highlanders on first and second. So Antonelli is at first, Brown is at second, Brown at first. Oliver fouls that back into the screen. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count. Oliver fouls that one as well into the screen, evening up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Murillo will kick and deliver that one in the dirt. Grabbed nicely by Vesa behind the plate. Makes the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Diego Oliver. Oh, Diego went fishing on that one. Came up empty. Swinging strike 3. 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 11-0 your Highlander lead. Colin Bourne coming to the plate. Colin had a 2-run home run to center field in the 1st inning. As that pitch from Murillo inside for ball 1 to Bourne. Chopper, left side of the infield. Fielded cleanly by Rivera, comes over to first, and that's an out as the Highlanders go down in the bottom half of the third inning. Chelsea will have coming to the plate their leadoff man, Elian Rivera. As Rivera popped out to pitcher Noah Brown in the first inning. First pitch is in there for a ball. Highlanders leading 11-0 here. So we are in the top of the fourth in reference to the mercy rule. So that one up high, ball 2. It remains more than a 10-run lead after the fourth inning, or maybe midway through the fourth inning, whatever the coaches have agreed to. The mercy rule will take effect. As that is a line shot, soft one, third base. Antonelli able to make the play, and Rivera goes down for the second time today. That brings up Xavier Santiago. So we look around the diamond at the Highlanders very quickly. Different catcher in is Diego Oliver. Pete Lounsbury's moved from catcher to first. At second base, we have, let's see here, Dashiell Fromm is playing second base for the Highlanders now as he's come in for Brady Roach. Colin Bourne stays at short, Antonelli at third. Lucas Oliver moves into left field. Taryn Cotter-White in center, and Pietro Cutro in right for the Highlanders. Santiago stepping in at home plate, down in the count. Swung on and missed. Brown with 7 strikeouts already today through his 3 1/3 innings of work. Swung on and make it an 8th strikeout for Noah Brown as he sends Santiago back to the dugout, 2 away here as Grindal Oliva will come to the plate. Pitch to Oliva is outside for ball 1 from Brown. This looks like this will be the last batter of the game, as long as the Highlanders are able to get Oliva out. As head coach Mike Lush spoke to Coach O'Donnell, gave him the heads up on that one. 1-1 is the count to Oliva. Swung on and missed from Brown for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Oliva. Brown, 8 strikeouts, looking for a 9th. And he will get it, but Oliver let it get by him. He fires down to first. Lounsbury, a nice dig there, and that will do it. As Noah Brown gets his 9th strikeout of the game, and that will do it for the contest as the Highlanders win this one 11-0 over the Red Devils of Chelsea in 3 1/2 innings. The win goes to Noah Brown. Brown, as I noted, 9 strikeouts on the day. Highlander offense, it came early, it came often, and it came up and down the lineup. Couple points for you, though. Colin Bourne, a big game as he had a huge home run out to center field. 2-run shot for Colin. Ian as well had a deep shot to center field also. And Jared Antonelli kept his hot hitting going as well for the Highlanders. That's going to move the Highlanders record to 5-6 on the season, 1 game below 500. They're going to move to 5-3 in the GBL. Chelsea drops to 0-10 on the season, 0-8 in the GBL. Thank you very much for watching. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, Bill Trudell on camera, Joe Constantine on production. I'm Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV.